Good evening, everyone. I'm your host, Leslie Shaw. This is
Co-host Stephen Shaw.
And we're the hosts of the Abductions 101, UFOs, and the Paranormal Connection podcast. We're taking a short break from our show because we've just had this wonderful, great season that we've just wrapped up. And I made some notes about stuff we wanted to impart to you tonight. Particularly, one of the wonderful things about this last season was the guest lineup that we had. Right?
Oh, yes, sure.
It was amazing. We had Jeff Foran, remember Strangeology?
Yes, he's been in the business and quite the following.
Yeah, he's a famous person. And then we had Lon Strickler, and he's been a paranormal researcher for decades, and he's now the host of the Phantoms and Monsters radio show.
He had some great direct experience with Bigfoot too that he related to.
And Mothman.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Both.
And then we had two of the most famous names in this, the research being done into the artifacts coming out of central Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
We had Michael Forrest of Alien Carvings.
Yes.
And we had Joshua Sisler of Ancient Atzlan.
Yes, they both have books out. In fact, Michael has several of them out. They're doing some groundbreaking research.
They both have books now.
Into the artifacts being pulled out of central Mexico.
And I think I pronounced it wrong. It's Aztlan. It's Aztlan. And I always pronounce it like Atzlan, like that. The lion out of the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Right.
And we also had Starseed Sandra Desecchi from Germany.
Yes.
That was a fascinating episode.
Mm-hmm.
We had Chadwick Gales of the Chestnut Ridge Paranormal YouTube
research group.
He also has a YouTube channel where he posts his research in the Chestnut Ridge is a famous hotspot, and we really wanted to get an expert who was researching that particular area.
Yeah, the UFOs and the Bigfoot.
Very famous area, and he's doing some great groundbreaking work out there. Brandon Gresham, we had too, of the I Came with Fire podcast. Brandon was he was stationed in the military. He was stationed at the Malmstrom Air Force Base.
Right.
And we had him on our show before to discuss that, but we also wanted to discuss the latest in the UFO disclosure, process.
Right.
So we had him on, and Bennett Tanton of Broadcasting Seeds. We also had him on about the disclosure and also about our theories in general. Bennett is a wonderful guy. And Nicole Rowland of Creepy Confidential. Like I said, it was just a fantastic whirlwind season. And we really thank our wonderful guests, and we appreciate our audience for tuning in and listening. It was
if you listen to all our show, we have some pretty interesting stuff that gets disclosed.
Yeah. We are taking a break from the podcast just for a little while because
we call it a sabbatical.
Yeah, well, we're going to be at Contact in the desert. We're so excited.
It's our third time being vendors.
Yep, it'll be our third year. Not in a row. We skipped 1 year, but we were there last year and 3 years ago, and this year we're going to be in the just like last year. We're going to be in the Esmeralda South Wing.
Yes.
And so come and see us, stop by, and we can talk in person,
There's certain advantages to that. Number one, it's of course, we're right across from like two of the big halls as far as for the lectures.
And, the lecture halls, yeah.
And we'll be there on Monday too, which is the day that a lot of the vendors are already gone, but we'll still be there because that's the area where they do the advanced lectures.
The advanced workshops
and things
that are on Monday.
So,
most vendors clear out by Sunday, but we'll be there on Monday as well.
And we'll have physical copies of our books, both the one in English and in Spanish.
Right. We're there marketing the two books. The second edition we put out of our book, it has a great new foreword by Karen Wilkinson.
Yes, of course.
She's the author of what was Stolen Seed, Evil Harvest.
Correct.
Really intense book that...
Yes.
Talking about alien abductions, that's right up our line.
Yeah, if you want to have your eyes open, be a little bit scared, then by far also read that book too.
Yeah. And we also included, of course, the latest UFO news that's come out. And we dedicated an entire chapter to Stephen's experiences, he and his family's experiences. Well, mine too. I'm a UFO witness.
Yes.
So I I included mine too, but mostly it's Stephen's family that were victimized by the abduction phenomenon and therefore have.
It really sets the tone, that first chapter. It's this very, very pertinent information.
Right. We made it
Things
the
that
first
actually
chapter.
happen with actually physical manifestations and actual physical proof, like the magnetized coins and things such as that.
Yeah. And the
It sets the tone for the book, why we wrote the book and why we've come to our conclusions
about who's flying the UFOs in our skies,
which are being supported by all the recent stuff coming out.
Yes, every time some new discovery comes out, it just goes further backing up our theories. So
Yes.
we're even more confident in our theories than we were when we first wrote the book. even.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so, listen, we're also, of course, not just the book. We're also going to be marketing our merchandise.
We will have some of our merchandise.
Yeah,
there.
show the
we
cup,
also
darling.
we also have a catalog too, so if we don't have it there, you can get it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
here is the one of the mugs in flat black.
Yep. And here's our Bigfoot T-shirt. He's upset because he's been checking his cryptid currency. See.
We have some original art T-shirts too that were done by John Christopher. So we have ours, and we also have some original art.
Yeah, we had a
stuff,
guest
too.
artist. Yeah,
Guest
that
artist.
was a good idea. His stuff actually sold better than mine, so I'm glad I did.
Right.
And we'll have bumper stickers, that kind of thing too. So if we see you there, we really hope we can meet in person and see you
Sure.
there. Let's see what else tonight. Oh yes. We wanted to take this break also to do some more research. There's been a lot of stuff going on that needs more research. We did a show a few weeks ago called
About a month now, actually.
it was called 8 Dead,
4 missing.
4 Missing.
Yes.
And before the show even dropped, about 3 days after we recorded it, there were more people. There's just been more people being added to this long list of missing. So, of course, we're going to have to be doing another update on that when we come back with our episodes. So we'll be expanding on that topic.
Oh, for sure.
And then Stephen has been researching the incredible discoveries down in South Africa. Tell us a little bit about what you've been reading. It's wild.
This is incredible stuff. Michael Tellinger and Richard Wade have done a lot of the research because they're down there, But anyways, so we're looking at up to 10 million ancient sites in South Africa and Mozambique, probably bare minimum, and they look like cymatic resonance patterns, like you'd get, for instance, with sound vibrations coming from the earth. And the mining operations, they've come across these mines, the Anglo-American, where they just basically their policy apparently is to cover them up. If they come across a mine that's like 1,500 feet deep, just cover it over. Not interested in that, looking at it, just leave it be. And we're talking about almost 10,000 mines. Okay, some that are the ones you enter the sides, some that are deep. One they came across that was about 24,000 feet deep, I believe. And I think the deepest we've gone is like 12,500 at Mankind, right? So, and these things have the vitrified rock. They're basically using technology that we don't currently have or use.
To carve these tunnels. They have the sides of the tunnels are vitrified rock. It almost looks like
laser cut, almost with heat.
Yeah, like some heat process melted the rock through, almost
and a lot of these hills in South Africa that they thought were just hills, they're turning out to be tailings piles. And guess what they're doing? Now they're repurposing those tailings piles. They're taking off the vegetation. They're sifting it through their advanced sifting process, and they're coming up with at least 2 grams of gold per ton, which is a high yield for that stuff. So basically you say, oh, this is more cost effective. So they're getting things like the gold, the platinums, and it's just fascinating. We're going to do a whole show just on that.
Oh, tell them just one more thing. Tell them about the veins of gold.
Oh, yes, right. They've come across veins of gold, literally where the gold was, that has been literally liquefied and sucked out. Okay.
Yeah, the empty vein is there.
The empty vein.
Where the gold used to be, but it's all gone. And it wasn't mined out like we would have to do.
Well, it'll blow your mind by the time we get done with that show.
So it's using a technology to carve the tunnels that we don't have. And it's using gold sucking vein technology.
Well,
that
yeah,
we
you can
don't have,
melt
you know.
gold, relatively easily if you get it up to, like, I think 800 degrees or something like that. It's actually even less than that. But yeah, but you have to have the technology to be able to do that without disturbing the
I don't know.
surrounding
Bronze
rock.
is, I know bronze.
Bronze is an alloy,
is
which
2200 degrees.
it has a much higher melting temperature.
and lead is 550 degrees. We actually had a foundry at my college.
Yeah, gold and lead are around about.
But I don't know,
close.
gold is somewhere in between, I think, right?
It's around about 900.
But whatever it is, somehow they're heating the entire
it's a lot
vein
Mhm.
and then somehow pulling it out.
It's a lot more efficient. If you have the technology, that's what you would do anyway.
I guess, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, you don't have to break into millions of tons of
we
rock.
got
you
stuff
know?
about the Krugers and this stuff as far as how they came across their
fortune, yeah.
fortunes and stuff like that. It's really interesting. And then that's not even considering the stuff from the Göbekli Tepes in Turkey.
Right. This is another. We'll have to do a whole special on this too.
Yeah.
The people that have been decoding Göbekli Tepe. Go ahead, Stephen. Tell them a little bit about that too.
The great thing is that our theory, now that technology is finally catching up, it's really underlining and backing up what we have been saying.
Backing us up.
Just like we've been saying in our book from day one, and our research going back 20 years, okay, if not more than that. The Tepes, there's actually 13 of them. The best known one is Göbekli Tepe. That one has been researched for at least 30 years by the four major disciplines, which are astronomy, engineering, archaeology, and of course, mathematics. Okay. So nobody has had advanced PhDs enough in all four fields to be able to collate 30 years worth of research and data and be able to sift it and actually say, this is likely what this thing is.
Tell them what it means.
Göbekli Tepe was analyzed by Grok, the most advanced AI system in the world currently, right? And Göbekli Tepe was designed right after. It basically it notates exactly when the Younger Dryas comet impact occurred 12,670 years ago, something like that.
So it's documenting. It's like a calendar.
It's got a calendar
and like a library.
It basically documents future events and past events. The very first engineers that came out from it also documents when they came out from the cataclysm. They came out about 1,000 years after the cataclysm, which is what we've been saying.
Yeah.
Okay. And the first engineers that came out were the most advanced. It was within like a 0.04 degree of as far as being miscalculations. The first calculations for the first couple hundred years were spot on as far as eclipses and solar flares and stuff like that. So basically they're saying that the Tepes are basically a library. Also, they're basically an astronomical observatory. It notates they thought all the animals that were like the heads that are on Göbekli Tepe, they thought that it had to do with like the local indigenous species. No, it's notating the constellations and the stars. Okay. So it's totally different from what people thought, but nobody been able to put it together because we didn't have the technology to be able to integrate all the disciplines together. And this is what it actually says. This isn't an art project. This isn't being done by people that are just getting together as nomadic tribes. The technique they use for being able to be able to carve the lines in the rocks are within micrometers of being absolute perfect. You cannot achieve that by human hand.
Hand carving.
They use stuff, sand, basically to sand the surfaces that are harder than the sandstone and the different rocks there. It's basically, it could not have been done. It has to have been done by machine and with a intelligence behind it, with engineering, archaeoengineering behind it. There's no other way it could have been done.
Well, and they also have to have access to this knowledge.
They have to have access to the knowledge.
Yeah.
They have exactly. So it was done with a purpose, and it notates what happened, why it happened, and basically a lot of other events that we will cover in depth when we do our next show.
One of the things we think about Göbekli Tepe is that, Derinkuyu, the underground city complexes that were all connected to each other, that's only 300 miles away from Göbekli Tepe, and it's a higher elevation. So they would have emerged from these underground cities, and you wouldn't want to live up high at 4,700 feet elevation on this windy, cold step, this
Right.
plateau.
You want to come
You'd
down where
rather
there be
come
more
down,
more
yeah.
animals, where it'd be more temperate.
Right, so
Exactly.
they-
Closer to the ocean.
And it's only 300 miles away. It's closer to the ocean. So we think they just came out, went
Oh.
south, and settled at Göbekli Tepe.
And how they were buried. They were buried very carefully to preserve this library. They were buried with intent to save the knowledge, to save the information. And that has been established.
And that's
too.
why it was buried. So-
That's why it was buried,
to
to
save it.
preserve it.
Wow.
Mhm.
Anyway, we'll have a whole special on
Yep.
that.
It's all over with, except for the shouting,
And I would like to do a special on the Younger Dryas comet.
of course.
And of course, we're one of the reasons we're going to Contact in the Desert is to meet other abductees, other people who we can bring on the show and meet, and that you can meet as well, and whose story you can hear.
Mhm.
So, and also to meet other experts in the field and maybe have them on our show as well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting going to Contact, because there seems to be like these two schools of thought about the whole abduction thing right now. You got the ones who are saying we're part of a federation and they're all airy about it, like they're here to help us and uplift us. Then you got like the O'Learys and the Karen Wilkinsons and ourselves.
They're here to take us
that
over.
they're
yeah.
here and the writings
It's
of
an
Sitchin.
invasion. Yeah.
The Sitchin, we were created as slavery. So there's this whole difference of opinion, so it's really interesting how
And the
it's like-
Starseeds have a whole other take on it. So,
exactly. They say we're part of a federation. This is all this, we're just going to be uplifted and we're just have to they're here to help us.
Right.
Okay. Where the other end of the spectrum is that no, they're here to take advantage of us.
Yeah. And we're sort of in the middle. We think they're definitely self-serving.
Oh, they're definitely self-serving.
And they definitely have a hybrid breeding program.
Mhm.
What is the purpose of it? Is it to infiltrate our society and slowly breed a new society? Is that what we're talking about?
We'll be able to
here?
further share our findings after we get back.
Yeah, we'll have
Mhm.
more. Let's see here. Oh yes, and if you're new to our show during this short sabbatical, please check out our 55 existing episodes. They're we're very proud of our work. They're on the YouTube channel. We're on YouTube at Abductions 101.
Right.
If you just type in Abductions 101 to the YouTube search, we're like the second thing down. Can't miss us.
Great.
And then we're also now on Spotify and Apple and iHeart.
Mhm.
And the links to those platforms are on our link tree, which is at our Instagram page. And our Instagram page is at leslie.shaw.author. And you'll also find, just follow us on Instagram, and you can keep tabs on when we're coming back and when we're bringing the show back. And we haven't set a date yet, you see, for
Right.
to come back. We want to get a couple of shows in the can and
Mhm.
and get this research done that we want to do. And we'll keep you posted. And we're also going to stay tuned for a video that we're going to bring you from Contact.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're going to be doing videos too.
Yeah,
Right?
it'll be posted here. So
Yeah.
we're sorry we'll miss you guys while we're gone, but we need to gear up for another season.
In the meantime, live long and prosper, peace and prosperity, and the sarcastic Vulcan salute.
And I hope we see you at Contact in the Desert.
Bye-bye for now.
Bye for now.
Leslie, you're kidding me.
What?
Our merchandise store is up?
Of course, my darling. All of our amazing concepts of shirts, mugs, and bumper stickers are ready to go.
No way.
Way.
Even my brilliant Egyptian concept that no one else ever thought of before?
Yes, that one too, and lots more. All at our new store at etsy.com/shop/abductions101.
Wow. I want a shirt and a mug and...
Well, Stephen, and all our curious listeners, just go to etsy.com/shop/abductions101 to see all of our unique designs.
I'm going there.